In reality, birth and death are in co-creation. Would there be life? Would there be birth without death? Or would there be death without the birth? There is no such thing. That process is repeated at all the levels of life. Birth and death. You can see the cycle. So when you accept the reality that God is, that you are, that's the most important distinction here. You really can reach the God within you, because in yoga it is called experiencing oneness, that yoga is. Experiencing oneness that God is. Experiencing oneness that real love is. So that happens within you. God outside just doesn't work here. You have the God within you. This is, once you understand this, you have the power to manage your life. God is not doing anything. God has no interest in making you healthy and happy or making you miserable and unhealthy. God doesn't do that. It's almost like space having the two different attention. I like this area, people to be at that area. No, space is unified oneness. And who we are is like space. It has no boundaries. It has no beginning. It has no end. It has no birth. It has no death. That's who we are. The seer in you is the God in you. Everything that you see, feel, touch, taste, smell, all that comes from you, from body or senses directly, is coming from direct experience of what is present. But when the mind stands behind it and it says, I like it, and go for it, it uses the energy of I am and goes out getting after, catching what you want outside. So if I ask you, how much of your energy in your lifetime you have dedicated to getting everything outside, managing your life by changing outside all the time, well, that's a problem. But you can say, well, then what is the other option, Gurudev? You're talking like crazy guy. Like, what are you talking about? So that energy it is appropriate, and medium of the mind is to provide you how to live in the external world and create right conditions for the sustenance and survival. For human beings, mind is the only way available. For animals, instinct is the only way available how to live in the outer life. So, ego mind can create outer life by choosing what I like outside, person I like, situation I like, house I like, car I like, temperature that I like. Is there anything wrong with that? No. If you do that in a biological need way, that is natural. But psychological way, that is the problem. You see the difference? So, I have chosen everything for biological comfort. I always reset my temperature on the, what you call that? Right. So, if somebody turns a little bit too high or too low, I adjust. Do you mean I'm non-spiritual? I should not choose because I'm talking about not choosing? No, that is for the body. It has no emotional fear or attachment content in it. Do you see the difference? Therefore, when you do things and choose for the real needs, the sustenance, survival, health and well-being of the body. But within that, many things are not for the health and well-being of the body. They are for the well-being of the habits. Be careful. That's not the body, that's habits that live in the form of attachment. So that is why our whole practice of I Am Yoga is learning how to get in touch with the body, not habits that also live in the body. So how do we change, make a correction? How do we change the habits? Habits are connected to attachment and fear, both. You see? So when you have a hard time getting rid of something or someone or a situation, you have either fear or attachment. Those are the only two things that is by which ego survives. So all human dilemma comes from seeking what you are attached to in your conditioned past. So that's all. You don't know, you don't want to do any other attachment other than what you have remembered liking in the past. And what you have remembered fearing in the past. That's all mind knows. Look how small the world you are living in. You're just looking through a whole universe, looking through a keyhole. In a keyhole, there's somebody, you are looking at there is a person standing outside, but you don't see it. So, it is when he walks in front of the keyhole, it looks like, oh, the future became the present. And then it goes away and it becomes the past. Why? Because you're looking for a window of time. So, when you look at the outer world, you look through the window of time. But that is natural. Everything in the natural world moves through the window of time. In time, things grow, get old, and die. So it all moves in time. But what is difference in human time? The human time is associated with human memories of good time and a bad time. Got it? That's why that is the problem. Memory is not the problem. So, good time and a bad time, and then addiction to good and really fear of bad gets you even more. So, we are working with the past. So, human beings, they live in the prison of the past memories. And they are trying to solve the memories. Which memory they are trying to solve? The memory that gave them a good experience somewhere in the past. That's what you are looking for, because that is the best. Like memory of kind of a sensual experience of sexual and sensual experience of youthful. How are you ever going to recap that? Never. It's gone forever. In case somebody has a plan, I want to know. This is gone forever. You cannot get that back. Because that was the experience of oneness with the opposite sex. Same thing with the food. How it tasted in your youthful, how the mother nature looked in your youthful, how you played in the childhood, you can never get it back again. Unless you be like children again. Means no memories of the past trying to recapture, but just without the mind, when you can live in the present, you are not superimposing old over present. You are seeing what is as is. And that's like with the childlike innocence and purity and newness. Everything is new and fresh. You got more than what you had in your childhood. That's why Christ says, unless you be like children again, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Most people think heaven is, after I died, I would get all the reward of choosing right things. No, you get it instantly. In this system, everything that is ambiguous and wishful and projections is real. That's the beauty of this approach.